Hannah coming to you from the Beehive. Today I'm going to show you how to make these adorable Snow Friends kiss tents. This one is a family of snowmen and they each have a little kiss in their body. And then I also made up the little penguin, and this little one I turned into an ornament, and he also has a little kiss in him. And I made these using the Snow Play stamp set and the Snow Friends framelits. So let me show you how to make these. To start off with, you're going to need a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock, and I have cut this piece to 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And we're just going to score it using the Simply Scored scoring tool. And I'm going to score at the 1-inch mark, the 2-inch mark, and the 3-inch mark. Then we're going to fold the piece along all the score lines. And I'm going to use my Tombow to turn it into a little triangle. So one of the end segments here, I'll put Tombow on it. And then we'll just bring this together to form a little triangle. And just press down with your fingers so that you get good adhesion. And then just go ahead and set this piece aside to dry while we do the rest. So next we're going to need to stamp all the pieces to make our snowmen and our penguin. And we're going to use the Snow Play stamp set, and we're going to be using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink pad, and we're going to be using the Real Red ink pad. And what I did, the easiest thing to do is to cut a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock in half. And what I went ahead and did already is I stamped 2 of each piece that I will need. And I will post this on my blog, so if you want to stamp it in the same way, it might be a little easier to follow the pattern that I've used, and that way you'll make sure that you have all the pieces that you need to create all the characters. So once you've stamped them, you'll need your Big Shot, and then you're going to need the Snow Friends framelits. And you can cut more than one as you're going through. Of course, you can't cut 2 snowmen at once because you only have one of the bigger snowman die. So you will just take them and line them all up, as many as you have them. Like we'll do 1 penguin, 1 snowman. We'll do, I guess this one's a little bit off the edge, but one of the little snowmen, and one of the Santa hats, and one of the scarves, and a top hat. Okay, some of these you'll find that they're easier to do. Like this one right now is a little tight, so I'm just going to do the hat instead of the scarf this time. I'm going to have to run this through 4 times total because there are 4 of the adult snowmen. So we'll leave that for the next round, and then we'll do the little bow as well. So you'll just see how many of the framelits that you can fit on here, and then just put on the plate, the other plate on top, and we'll run this through. And I'm using my magnetic platform, which I think when you're doing like a project with multiple images, it's really worth getting, because otherwise you're going to have to really make sure you don't move these guys around. So basically, I'm not going to pop these all out, but basically you'll just pop out the pieces, and then you'll just keep going until you've cut out all the pieces. You can set that aside because I've already done that. And here are all my little pieces. One thing that you might want to do before you go ahead and cut them, which I forgot to do, but I had my Tangelo Twist marker, and I just went ahead and I markered up all the beaks on the penguins, the little feet, and all the carrot noses with the brush end of my Tangelo twist marker. So it might be a little easier to do that before they're all cut up. Let's get started with gluing them together. So let's start off with one of the adult snowmen. And so for the bigger snowman, you can glue the top two balls of the snowman together. So I'm going to take him and put adhesive on the head and the middle, the torso of the snowman. And I'm going to glue them back to back. Hold them down for a second so they don't shift on you. Make sure they're aligned really well. And then you can kind of just open up the bottom a little bit. And for this first one, we'll grab the little triangle that we made, and you're going to grab a Hershey's Kiss, and you're going to slide it into the little triangle like this. And then we're going to put Tombow on both sides. And this snowman is big enough so it's going to come over top of this whole triangle, so we don't have to worry about where not to put the glue. And then I'm just going to position this into the bottom of the snowman, and then just kind of take a look, make sure he is centered as best you can, and then just kind of press down. You can put him on a flat surface. Okay. And then to do the little hat, I'm going to just put a little Tombow on the top of his head and go ahead and stick that hat to the top. And I want my snowman to be double-sided, so I'm going to turn him over, and then we can put Tombow all along the back of this other hat. And then you're just going to line them up because they're fairly symmetrical. So this one will work without any problems, like that. Okay, and then you can just take the little bows. And there's other options. There's so many different little accessories for these snowmen. So you can decide how little or how much you do with each of these. Just remember, you'll want to maybe make this double-sided, especially if it's going to be an ornament. You'll want to, it might twist on the tree, and you'll want to make sure it looks good from both sides. So there's the first one all done. And then let's do the other adult snowman, and we'll just go ahead and put Tombow on the torso like that. And just line it up, and then we're going to open up the bottom again, kind of into a little V. And then I've already got another little triangle made up with a kiss in it, and I'm going to put Tombow on both sides, or the top two sides of the triangle, and then you're just going to position that in again. Easy peasy. Make sure it's glued down. Put it on the surface, make sure it sits nice and flat. And then you can take one of the scarves and glue the scarf right onto there. So I just need a little bit of Tombow, and we'll glue the scarf right on here. And you'll notice that this scarf kind of goes off the edge. Well, no worries if you're going to put a scarf on the other side too. If you have any glue coming off the edge, you won't have a problem because this one is going to cover it up. So we're going to put some more Tombow on the other scarf, and even though the scarves, the scarf that hangs down won't line up 100%, the top of the scarf will, so it will look perfect from both sides. You won't have anything weird hanging off. And so that's the other snowman, and then the baby snowman. So the baby snowman is a little bit smaller, so we're just going to do half of his little head with Tombow. And then you're going to line him up and just hold him for a second. Make sure you've got good adhesion. And I'm going to put my thumb over the part that I've just adhered and open him up a little bit to get ready for the little tent. And again, I've made some extra little tents in advance. And so I'm just going to put Tombow on either side. Now this little guy curves up a little bit at the side, so it would be best not to put Tombow on the two corners near the bottom so that you don't have a sticky spot. So I'm just kind of adhering him, making sure he's centered, making sure he or she looks good. So that little snowman's done. And so now we have the penguin. So for the penguin, you're just going to put Tombow on his little head like this. And just hold it down for a second. Make sure you've got it lined up. And then put your thumb on the head and then just kind of open up the two bodies into kind of a V. And then we're going to take our last little kiss tent and put Tombow on both sides. And before you adhere him on, what makes this one really cute is you can tip up his little feet, okay, so he can actually sit flat. Otherwise, he'll be on two kind of spindly little legs, and I think it looks really cute if you lift up his little feet like that. Not cute? Okay, so then you're ready to put this in the middle of his body. And just before I forget to tell you, these little kisses are staying in here without any adhesive. You know, like I'm holding this like this and the kiss is not coming out. Now you can push it out, but most kisses will just stay in there just like that. They can be pushed out. You can replace the kiss afterwards. They stay in there because the foil gives away a little bit and it kind of creates tension to keep it in its little spot. So that's kind of cool, no adhesive on the kiss itself. Okay, and so then we want to do his little head. And so I'm just going to take, actually I'm going to put Tombow on the top of the little penguin head. And I'm going to put my little Santa hat over his head. So the Santa hat's a little tricky because if you put the Santa hat just stamped like this on the other side, you're going to have a weird thing going on with a double pom-pom on the end. So the way I solved that, I also used the Santa hat framelit to cut a piece out of real red cardstock. And so what we're going to do is we're going to adhere this piece of real red onto the back to cover up the back of the hat like this. Okay. And then I'm going to use my paper snips, and the Santa hat that I've cut, I'm going to just cut off the little pom-pom. And I'm going to put a dot of the Tombow on the back of that. And I'm just going to come over top of the real red with this. Oop. We'll hold. It's just being stubborn. Okay. So you've got that. And then you can take this little piece down at the bottom, and I'm just going to cut along the band to create that kind of band right at the head. And then you can just put some Tombow on there. And adhere that to the edge. And you could probably tell that it's not 100% perfect, but it really, really looks pretty decent even when you look close up. It's not exactly the same as this hat, but it's pretty close. So no one except probably you will know that you kind of fudged on the hat a little bit. But so that's how you make the hat. And then what I decided that I thought would look really cute is if you wanted to give it kind of more like as a gift, you could create like a little Merry Christmas platform to put it on. So what I decided to do, bring in my Big Shot again, and I'm going to use the Lots of Labels framelits, and I'm going to cut a piece of real red and thick whisper white. The real red will be the biggest Lots of Labels framelit, and then the white will be the one that's the second biggest. And then you'll just need your cover, your other plate, and we'll run this through. Ooh, lots of crackling. Okay. And then we have two pieces, the Whisper White and the Real Red. And we'll need the Real Red ink pad. Let me open that up. And then the stamp set Snow Place comes with a lot of cool little greetings. This stamp set has so much going for it. It has Merry Christmas, it has Snow Way, it's Christmas already. There's Snow Place Like Home, Let It Snow, and Time to Chill. So you choose whatever one of these greetings you want. I'm going to use Merry Christmas because that's kind of the more traditional. And I'm just going to ink that up. And I'm going to stamp it like just kind of near the bottom on my Whisper White piece. Okay. And then I'm going to adhere that to my Real Red piece with a little Tombow. Like this. Okay. And then you can take one of your penguins and you can adhere him right onto the little base, or I did this also earlier with the snowman, with the snowmen, so to speak. So you can either have like the penguin, or you can have the snowman on a little platform. I thought that all of these would make really cute little ornaments to hang on the Christmas tree. So to make the little ornament, you just take your penguin, and I've got the 1/16 inch circle punch. It's a handheld punch, and I'm just going to go ahead and punch a hole near the top of my penguin, like that. And then I'm going to take some of this silver cording trim, and like maybe about 8 or 9 inches. And to tie this up, the best way I know how is to fold the trim in half. So you have like a little center spot where the ribbon is folded over. And then you're just going to poke it through that little hole and pull it through the other side. And then you'll create this little loop, and you'll put the ends through the loop like that. Pull it tight, and then you'll bring these two pieces up, and you're going to make a loop around your finger and make a little knot like that. Okay. And then you can just trim off the ends to make it look nice. And there you go. This is the little penguin ornament. You can make them as well with the snowmen. That would be really cute too. So you can make them as an ornament. You can make them as a little standalone. There's really a lot of options with these little guys. All the supplies you'll need to make these Snow Friends Kiss Tents are available for purchase on my blog. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Bye for now.